So just today, it was leaked that Ubisoft are working on a remake of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Supposed Assassin's Creed leaks are numerous and less believable by the day, but this is being reported by Kotaku, an outlet that's repeatedly had accurate insider information for the best part of a decade. They have been the source for Assassin's Creed leaks. Rogue, Unity, Syndicate, Origins, and Valhalla were all leaked to Kotaku with accuracy. The article, which I will link in the description, is pretty scant on details because the game is in the earliest stages of development, and that's a direct quote. And it's mentioned that it'll be at least a few years until the final product is ready. Now, I find the terminology here really interesting. So far, we've only seen what most would describe as ports, compilations, and remasters of Assassin's Creed games. So at face value, remake sounds like something exaggerative or a mistake, but the details seem to align more closely with this being a remake than a remaster. The article states that Ubisoft Singapore will be heavily involved, and this makes a lot of sense as it was those guys who developed the naval combat in Assassin's Creed 3, and that would go on to be the foundation of naval in AC4 and Rogue. And they're a studio of 350. For scale, Ubisoft Bordeaux, the primary development team on AC Mirage, is 300 strong. Although Mirage is a smaller game working with pre-built mechanics, I think that this game having a larger dev team and quite possibly a longer development period than Mirage puts things into perspective. So the question becomes, what alterations are being made to call upon this? The prediction that I'm most confident in is an overhaul of Naval. Singapore is the team that laid the foundations for seafaring in Assassin's Creed. In the years since, Skull and Bones, an open-world pirate game led by Singapore, has seen delay after delay. The game was initially set for a 2018 release, and then 2019, and then off into the shadowy hall of semi-mythical projects Ubisoft forgot that they announced. And Ubisoft didn't give up on this game. It was featured just a few weeks ago at Ubisoft Forward. I don't think Skull and Bones has just been converted into this remake, not by any means. We're talking about two very different takes on piracy here, but I would guess with confidence, but this is just an early days guess, that this remake will utilize, or at least be heavily influenced by, the naval mechanics of Skull and Bones. And it's worth noting, because this did just slip my mind, but if Singapore are working on Skull and Bones currently, then it's not like the entire studio is working on this remake, at least right now. The fact that Singapore has been divided, I would guess, means that Skull and Bones is finally nearing the end of development, if that doesn't still sound like a really mean joke. In terms of other potential improvements or changes, Black Flag is a pretty beloved game that suffers from very few recurring criticisms. A reliance on tailing missions has been, I would say, the biggest criticism that the game receives. And unlike the way the jackdaw handles or the way that lighting behaves, I think tailing missions are pretty firmly stuck in there. The chief problem, at least that I had with the game's tailing missions, is that the format was used as a poorly designed crutch to exposit difficult story information. Because tailing missions are by nature loaded with story information, removing or reworking them would likely mean rewriting and re-recording dialogue. And if there's one thing that I doubt anyone wants reassessing here, it's the story, but I'm pretty sure that's off the table. I don't think this is quite that style of remake. I'm 99% sure the story is staying as it is. Now, the next place that the mind wanders is RPG elements. Do Ubisoft remake Black Flag in the image of post-Origins Assassin's Creed? Now, I'm usually quite cynical when it comes to stuff like this, but this doesn't actually have me worried. Ubisoft's multi-pronged approach that recognizes that AC has lots of different fans has, in my mind, shown a reassuring level of awareness that Assassin's Creed is no longer one homogenous fanbase, and that there's different groups of people who come to these games for different things. Following up Mirage's almost funny back to the roots marketing with another RPG made by Quebec, the team that developed Odyssey, is kind of proof that Ubisoft at least now understand that they have a number of different types of consumer to appeal to and to potentially turn off. So I really doubt that this PS3 360 era AC is going to be an Origins Valhalla style open world RPG. That is asking for a historical critical failure amongst a huge number of old fans, myself included. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's at least something to pull in newer fans. A lot of people got into Assassin's Creed with Origins and Odyssey and they like the content of those games. So maybe there's going to be a new emphasis on customization or something, but I don't think we're getting like 2.3% poison on hit mortar shot or romanceable Atabai side quests or anything like that. Anyway, I'm gonna call this one here because we don't know very much. There's literally a few sentences of information to speculate on, and I don't want to waste your time. But if you would like to give the article a read for yourself, that is in the description. Maybe leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you didn't, maybe let me know why. Thanks for watching, and I'll hope to see you next time.